Welcome back to Main Street Living. You know we love our fur babies on this show. You know we do. In fact, we are big advocates here on Main Street Living for adopting your next pet. And when we think about adopting a shelter pet, it might feel like we're doing something that's actually good for the animal, not just for ourselves.
It's so true. And you all know how much I love my 4 rescue cats. And yeah, you're right. You are doing something good for that animal as well. But do you ever think about all the things that an animal will do for you? Debbie Pearl, the founder of Dream Fetchers, is here to share the stories of her unstoppable dogs. Oh, I love this so much. Welcome to Main Street Living.
Well, thank you for having me.
Hey, good to have you on there, Debbie. Now, got to ask, how long have you been a dog lover?
Probably my entire life.
Yeah.
Growing up, I wanted to be a veterinarian, probably like a lot of little girls. But I've always loved animals and dogs in particular.
How did you start adopting the dogs with disabilities? Because I know it's something that certainly comes from the heart, but it also is very challenging.
Absolutely. Well, about 7 years ago, Dream Fetchers, my organization, we have a rescue division, but we rescued this little dog off the streets that was just, somebody had dumped him. He had been abused. He was dragging himself around. And I don't know even how long he was out there, but we ended up rescuing him, and they were trying to find him a home. And I had a mascot at the time that I had used for my nonprofit. He was a little 3-legged dog, and I just saw the power that he had with the children that had, disabilities, that were in the hospital, just because he was different like they were. There was some connection that the kids had with this little dog, even though he couldn't do anything except just stand there and give kisses. There was just something powerful about that difference that he had. So he had passed away. And then, so here we have my little, this little rescue dog that we had just rescued. And I kept looking at him. They were trying to find him a home. They hadn't gotten him a home. And then I just started thinking, I wonder if I should just bring him in as my next ambassador for my organization. And I ended up just saying, you know what, I'm going to take him. We named him Eddie. I'm going to adopt him and make him mine and use him in my programs that I do. And I just saw the power that he had. He was an incredible dog, super, just a personality that's like the size of the room. And he's only like a little 12-pound dog. But he was just incredible. And the kids, just everybody was like attracted to him like a magnet.
Yeah.
And I think, he had this incredible energy, but he also never let anything stop him, ever.
The resilience. Yes, the resilience is huge.
The resilience, yes. He just had an incredible resilience, so much strength, so much, just everything about him was incredible. So I had Eddie for a few years, well, probably like 5 years. And then somebody had sent me a picture of a dog on Instagram that needed a home, that was, in Mexico. And as soon as I saw him, I just, my head said, keep scrolling. But my finger was like, okay, click. I just knew, like, as soon as I saw this dog, I knew right away. That's why I was like, just scroll past.
Your heart.
Scroll past.
Yes.
I knew he was coming home with me. There was something about him. I could just see this energy in his eyes. I don't know. There was something about him. And that night I contacted the person who had rescued him. And, and then like probably a few months later, I brought him home. I flew to San Miguel and brought him home. And that's kind of how and then people just started sending me dogs, every day. I mean, every day people send me pictures of dogs. Like, could you take this one? Could you take this one? And they're, right now I have 6 handicapped dogs, and they're all abuse survivors.
Well, Debbie, what's interesting. I mean, we can just hear your passion come through this interview. Can you just briefly tell us a little bit more about the Unstoppable Dogs group that you currently
in? Oh, absolutely. So the Unstoppable Dogs consists right now of 6. I call them handy-capable, differently abled dogs, and what's unique about all of them, besides that they're all disabled, is they all are survivors of abuse. And that is very important to me, to have a survivor, because there's an additional message on top of just the message that they put out of resilience, never give up, no limits, no boundaries, that we can come through the other side and be stronger. All these, and all these dogs are incredibly resilient. They're incredibly strong, but yet they're incredibly loving.
Yeah.
Even after the abuses that they have suffered. And each one is different. Some very severe. We won't go into it on the show. But yet they're all, like I said, they all have forgiven. And I think that's a very important quality.
That's huge. And Debbie, I hate to stop you right here. We do have to take a quick break, but we have so much more with Debbie and her unstoppable dogs right here on Main Street Living. So stay with us. Welcome back to Main Street Living. We are here with Debbie Pearl, the founder of Dream Fetchers, and we've been hearing about her remarkable dogs, many of whom need special equipment like prosthetics to get around. I love these animals so much. And so, Debbie, thanks for staying here with Quincy and me. What makes these unique dogs able to connect with the people that you take them to visit, like the people in hospitals and nursing homes?
I think the way they connect is they bring people hope, and they inspire. And I think those two things are really important and really powerful, because people that are in hospitals or whether they're in a nursing home, the different places we visit, they all need hope, and they all need to be inspired that, no matter what you're given in life, what things have come your way, you can always go on, you can always adapt to the situation, and these dogs have adapted to their situations remarkably. So I think that's a powerful message, and they exude that pretty well.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly what you're doing is extremely well too, because with the disabilities they have, how do you get the dogs back up and going again?
Well, all of the dogs have mobility devices. So some of the dogs are in wheelchairs, and a few of them have prosthetic limbs. Mm-hmm. So they learn to use those devices, and nothing stops these dogs. We go to the beach, we go hiking, we go for long walks up to 7 miles or longer. So they literally are as able-bodied as any other 4-legged dog. There is literally no limitations that they have.
And it is inspiring. And I think this is something that adults not only need to see, but also children. And I love how you're translating your story about your remarkable dogs into a children's book. So tell us, what inspired you to write that?
So the children's book is a series, and the first book has come out. It's called The Unstoppables, and it's starring, 4 of the dogs right now, and then book 2 is in the works. I think it's just a book that, number one, to be inspiring to children with disabilities, and to give them the courage to never give up, to be everything they any of their dreams could be achieved. I think that's an important message, because a lot of times kids with disabilities feel left out. They feel like they can't do what other kids can do. And our message is you can do anything you put your mind to doing. So never let anybody tell you can't do something.
Good.
Ever, because you can do anything you put your mind to do. You just do it the best of your own ability. Okay. So that's right. It's, you don't try to be somebody else. You try to be the best you can be for yourself. Yes. And then the other message is we wanted kids without disabilities to see through the eyes of what it would be like with somebody that has a disability, whether you can see the disability with your own eyes. Sometimes there's invisible disabilities, right. But I want children to be kind, always to be kind, because you never know what somebody's going through, and everybody on the inside is the same. That's the important message, is we're all the same on the inside. Forget what the outside looks like. It's the inside. So always give somebody a chance.
Yeah.
And that's the message, so that they get a chance to see what it's like, because this book, these dogs all have disabilities, and they are going to change the world. And that's kind of the message of the book. And I'm really excited about it. I'm working with a brilliant author.
Yeah.
And together, we created something that is just, I think, really incredible.
You are incredible, Debbie.
Yes.
You know, let the viewers know how they can keep up with you and the Unstoppable Dogs or help out your mission.
Well, I mean, if they want to follow the Unstoppable Dogs, we have our Instagram, and that's the best place, even though it is on Facebook and it is on TikTok. But Instagram is the place mostly where I post. So it's at the Unstoppable Dogs. And if you want, and at Dream Fetchers is our Instagram page. But also they can go to my website and see all the different things we do. They could donate if they would like. It's our website is just www.dreamfetchers.org.
Debbie, wow. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank you.
you are unstoppable. This is amazing. I've looked at the Instagram pictures. Guys, you got to check it out. The dogs are so cool. So thank you for joining us. And coming up next, we'll talk to an unstoppable teacher in California and share her story.
Let's go.